Instinct Survivalist here. Last night it rained pretty well. Wanted to try my skills, or hone my skills if you will, today to make a split wood or a wet wood fire if you will. So let's see what we can do with that. Let's get to it. What I've done so far is I've actually got my dryer lint, which is going to be my tinder. And the benefit of that is now I always have a dry tinder bundle. It starts real easy. For the most part it's free. And I do keep a Ziploc bag of that just in case. Now that's not always the case. Sometimes I use jute twine, but when I'm out in the backyard and when I'm just trying to hone skills, it's the easiest thing for tinder, and again, it's for the most part free. Additionally, you'll see some feather sticks and shavings already made, and that's basically because I've already taken and split down the wood that I'm going to use. Just use a little log, and you can see the log pile over there. All that was out last night, and it's well, it's wet. So I lifted up a couple of pieces and was able to pull one that was kind of dry on the outside, but it was really damp on the ends and on the bark side. And so all I've done is started making feather sticks. Well, that's a good bit of feather sticks so far. It's not near enough for what I'm trying to do. So again, I want to make enough to dry out the wood that I'm trying to light up and make sure I have a decent fire. Alright, ready to start it up. You can see I've got some of the scrapings from the outer bark, or the outer bark. I actually took some flint knap rocks, or some actually monkey knap, that just bust them in half and with a sharp edge. My feather sticks. Broke my wood into 3 pieces. You can see the big pieces, the middle pieces. And if I come to this side, so I've got it prepped. I've got my little bitty pieces, so I can go ahead and use that. So let's go ahead and actually set it up, and we're going to go ahead and get it put on a brace, and more specifically on a platform. What this does is it keeps it off the ground, so I'm able to go in and light it easier, and it keeps the water from pulling and it keeps the ground from pulling the fire or heat away from the flame. Okay, I'm actually use my Aurora 2SA fire starter from Solo Scientific. I actually did a review on this one. It's one that Navy SEALs use. It actually shoots out a pretty decent spark when I get it right. Not having a whole lot of luck today with this. Here we go. Got my little tinder going there. You saw a char already on it. The reason was because I was checking my technique and ended up shooting it from about 3 feet away. So it does put out a good bit of steel, a good bit of spark. Go ahead and put my tinder on, and you hear some other pieces lighting off. Put the feather sticks on. Let them catch up a little bit. Just dump the rest of them on there. And then this should be about good. Put in my little bitty twigs, if you will. Those drying out and ready to go. While that's drying out, I'm just grabbing my other pieces so I can just kind of increase the size of it. Now the bottom, the platform, is going to be a little bit wet, so it's going to suck a little bit of the heat out of it, but it shouldn't do too bad. Feather sticks are already going. Little twigs are going a little bit. Take and blow a little bit on the back. There we go. Again, you hear some of the fire still setting off. Now keep in mind, if it's a real survival situation and you got wet wood, you're going to need a lot more wood. I didn't do a 3 times prep, which is typical for the way I set things up. Again, I just wanted to try a few things today, but this should get us. The overall goal is to make sure that we can get it knee high think this will have it done. So that's just my middle sticks. I'll put the big ones on in just a moment. Let this set for a few minutes. I already started setting some of the bigger pieces on. Here, trying to dry it out, a little bit of sizzle, a little bit of popping. Keep in mind when you have wet wood that what's going to happen is it's going to require a lot more wood. Just because as it dries out, it burns, but it only burns in pieces, or the location, or where the flame hits rather. So keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and get this going, and I'll come back in just a little bit and we'll see how the fire is doing. Okay, from the other side you can see I've got quite a bit of flame going pretty good. I do have a couple of pieces that I kept that I'm going to throw in there. These are dry pieces I actually have for some other projects. I'm done with those projects. That was a leftover, so I'm going to put those in there. It's a piece of cedar and a piece of pine. Just to kind of keep the fire, and again, it's scrap wood now at this point. So the overall goal was to see if we could do it with wet wood, or at least damp wood. Keep in mind, if you're doing this in the wild, in the woods, you want to try to find something that is dry or at least elevated, and then also dead. So again, that's your main two goals when trying to do a fire, especially with wet wood or after it's been raining. That's your first two, and then be able to split it out. A lot like what I did with the 3 different sizes. Carry tinder with you always. If you don't have any, then the feather sticks are great, and the shavings, as you saw, those will do a good job as well. So until next time, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.